This is Base 101.1 FM, another beautiful Wednesday. My name is Chacha, but you can call me the Happy Fairy. You're tuned into Base 101.1 FM. The rise every single day of the week from 6 a.m. up until 11. And since for the last couple of hours, I've been screaming that I have a fantastic guest joining me in the studio. Always a pleasure to see him, to talk to him, to just be in the same space. It is the one and only Oga Boss, Illy.
Cha 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 cha.
If you didn't do that, I would have said this was an imposter. If I didn't hear cha 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 like 15 times, I would have said I'm waiting the apple.
You're lucky I said it just a couple times. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. Officially, my would I say third? Is it my third guest? Yes, officially my third guest here at Base 101.1.
I think it's someone they call.
No, not one day. Also one. He hasn't been here yet, but he will be here very soon. Okay. Very soon. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah. What's good? But wait, who can't you summon? Question is, you're spoiled for choice. Who haven't you summoned in the past?
I'm just in Shakara. You got a front. It's new, so not everybody should have access. Only the special ones like you, really. Good to see you. Good to see
so much.
The man who has conquered several decades, so many decades here and there. You cannot mention you, or rather Nigerian hip-hop, without mentioning you. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
There's one particular question that I don't know why I never asked this question every time that we've spoken. I mean, there's so many things that have happened in the course of your career. There's so many ups, downs, there are different things. And at this point, I don't know. Now, we have people who started music with you and who have stopped. People who are now trying to come back. But there wasn't a break that we saw with Illy. There was no pause. There were only back-to-back fire. There was no heat. No break. All hits that you've been giving us. And I remember obviously when you started with that Igbo boy, you've already had inspirations. You've had all these Perspire to Maguire interviews where they ask you what inspires you back then. Yeah. Now I wonder, 2025, almost 20 years down, right?
It's crazy that just running the math now. It is.
You're almost 20 years down. And I wonder if there's any change in your inspirations. Is there something that has, because in the beginning you might have had whatever it is that you were going through inspiring your music. Is there something different that does that now? Or the same things still
the same you? To be very honest, the same things have inspired me over the years. I just morph with the times. I just morph with the times, and I just listen more to this newer generation. Because they come up with all kinds of strategies and approach to the music.
Right.
Yeah. So but one thing is certain, my brand has always been the same thing. I've always been a very matter of fact, bullish kind of rapper, even though that's not my personality.
Yeah, I was gonna say bullish.
Yeah, but when I mean bullish, some people it's somewhat arrogant to some people. Some people is somewhat just an Igbo businessman. Because I'm from the southeast. So, but it's always been, my heart lies with rap music, lies with hip hop. I never switched. I never changed my format. So if you look back a little bit from even that Igbo boy to Ayepo Go with Terry G, funny enough, that was 2008, 2009. And then moving forward to Anamachi Kwano with Fino, to Bank Alat, to John Laya with Ricardo and Mr. Easy, to Alaji with Runtown, to down to my last album, Peace of Mind with Fave. If you look at the trajectory, you just notice that I've continued to morph with the times, but I am still a rap artist.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, so essentially, the times have also influenced me. The way music sounds, I've also moved with the times.
Right.
So it's a privilege. It's not even like I have an extra skill set. This is absolutely
stop
it's
being
divine.
humble.
It's divine. I swear down, it's divine, babe. Because I have those moments where I'm like, I think you should leave when the ovation is high. Yeah, you should bow out. But then again, you wake up and you just there's a hook ringing in your head, and you must share it with the world. You know that this will become a big record, and so I just go back in and I try again. And you know, God just keeps opening the doors, and it's just, I don't know, man.
It's just beautiful.
It's just beautiful to just know that, you know, you're good and you're still here, and you're still here, still serving.
A lot of people see you as the blueprint to hip hop. Now, knowing that you're obviously in that era, what would you say is, or who would you say are the artists that you're looking at now and you're saying, okay, there's something to it, or kind of remind you of yourself? Is there anyone currently?
Without the red hats, Odumodi. Right. Without the red hat, and you know, he's such a sweet soul. Shout out to him. He was on my last album on a record called Full Chest. So he was performing at the Headies, and then he started to come down the staircase, and then I could see there were a lot of people sitting next to me. You know, so everybody was just amped up when he was coming down. And I stood and I looked at him, and I knew where he was coming. He was coming to give his guy a shake and a pound, and you know, and then he goes back on stage, and he had the most electrifying performance that night next to Magneto. Right. So, and I had, you know, like a lot of, you know, Gen Z centric artists and producers seated behind me, and I was a nuisance that night to them. I said, listen, it's only rap music that can give you that kind of energy. True. You guys are too laid back, too drifty. We are the ones with the energy. So yeah.
Bragger. Okay.
Yeah, let's brag about it.
Still talking about bragging, let's get back into the music. Yeah. There's a recent trend that I've been seeing a lot of people do, where they take old songs, they bring it back. One of which is With You. Davido has that song with Bright Chimezie. We also had Ira Star and Wizkid 911 by White Clef. Yes. We also on the song called Gimme That. We have Sade's 1985 song Is It a Crime? Rema sampled that. Burna Boy did He Wasn't Man Enough. Is this a current trend, and are you going to be on it too? Do you think that there is a song of yours that could come back like that?
A song of mine?
Yes.
That's already been like made previously?
Yes. That's the song from 20. What song do you think somebody could sample?
But I Hate More Girl with Terry G has to be remade. In fact, people have made it and sent it to me like at various times, but not even really because it's my record, but just because of how authentic the original is. Right. Nobody has killed it quite yet. Nobody has given me a version that I would hear and be like, oh, this is mad. There's this church, like a choir in Abeokuta. So they took Ayepogo and stripped it down and made like a really celestial, very atmospheric. They didn't have drums. There was nothing very up tempo about it. They just sang and you could hear it, and it was so awesome.
Did you have goosebumps?
It was more than goosebumps, man. Like I was levitating when I was hearing their voice, and they were singing in Yoruba all through. So if I ever wanted my record to be remade, it would be that. But it would also it has to be different. They need to take it to that next level. I feel like we've done justice to a lot of these records. Right. The Rema record, the Sade record, was a lot of nerve. You don't touch Sade's catalog just like that. But Rema came through and he killed it, you know. And well, the Ira Star record, maybe because Diallo was similar to Stephen Biko. It was very social, it was conscious, right, but now it's used in a romantic, flirty manner, so you might tend to say, okay, maybe it doesn't quite have the seriousness or the theme that the original had, but altogether a good record. Yeah, but it's a good trend. It's refreshing. Yeah, the sampling.
So I remember there was a time where there was a craze of Amapiano. Nigerians jumped on that. Now it feels like there's a craze of sampling music. Is there an inner WhatsApp group conversation that people have? Like, is there something to it? Do we say, okay, this year we're doing Amapiano, next year we're probably going to hear soca music? It's true. Is there something with Nigerian artists and just catching on trends? Would you sample a song?
That inner WhatsApp group part is what cracked me up. Almost like they share memo within specific exclusive people.
Like, let's do this.
Yeah, so let's change the trend. You know what? I just think that we always know how to jump on a trend and make it better and just replicate it so much. So when it was Amapiano time, and even before Amapiano, when it was what's this guy Azonto time, You understand? We took our zone and we broke it, and we made. And so what we do is we take it, we break it, we rebuild it, and then we drop it, and then we start to make global hits. Then we start to pack out Madison Square Garden of some things that possibly we didn't even invent. You understand? But we are really great at just championing a cause. Right now, I think they're in a sample phase, and
you said they.
No, I don't think I haven't. There are a bunch of records I want to sample, but they're not popular records because my own music is somehow different. It's different.
I wonder what's the most listened song you would have on your music app. What's the most listened that's aside your music? What song are you listening to, rinsing and repeating?
It has to be Jay-Z's Never Change.
If you had said anything else, I would have been surprised. If you had mentioned anybody else, I would have been surprised, really surprised.
It has to be Jay-Z. Because of the topic, not even just the music. The topic was, the hook was, I never change. So every day I wake up and I'm in the car and I'm, like when I was coming here, there was a lot of traffic and I was giving you updates and I told myself I will never be late for any interview as long as I breathe. So I just kept saying, this is down that day. Things will change.
I looked you early.
No, I had to come out.
Talking about the lateness, I just want to take it back to your morals. Do you think there's a difference between, the era where you started music and, the people now? Do you think that they have a principle? I think people who had been doing music for a while, they take time seriously. They take a lot of things seriously. But the Gen Zs, the new cats, do you think that there's something different about them?
The thing is with it is that Gen Z, a Z. That's the last alphabet. That's the latest alphabet. You understand? So I guess where they are positioned on the alphabet chain is also how they show up.
Oh wow!
Yeah, but I personally feel like so many things have been prepared. Like there's so much stuff that's been already laid out, for this younger generation. So sometimes I think they work so hard with the arts, with the craft. They work so hard at reinventing things. But I feel like with managing relationships, and just longevity and just saying, okay, I'm going to be here by 10, but sometimes they like the triumphant entry. You understand? So they need it around 12, regardless of whether it's a live show or not. Like time is meant to pause.
My goodness.
So that they can show up. So, I just dare and always encourage younger artists to if it's 10, then if it's 10 a.m., then if you have to leave by 5, you leave by 5, so that in the future, Cha can say, oh no, he'll show up. Don't worry, he always does. He'll find a way to show up. I just feel like your word is your bond. So they're not built like my generation, but it doesn't remove the fact that they've been working their butts off.
True.
With the arts.
To be fair, nobody is built like you, Oga Boss.
I think so. I feel special. I feel the truth is that I feel special with the kind of love that people show me still in this game. Everybody that I came into this game with either on life support or they quit or they hung their boots up. But everywhere I still go, they'll still tell you, oh, that's an OG. They'll say, OG, we get sense.
No, it's not in. Sharp. We have a couple of more minutes. I wish I had like 5 hours to talk, but is it not possible? But we're talking Lagos. If you're just tuned in, Bliss is in the studio with me. My name is Chacha, but you can call me the Happy Fairy. Now, this is someone who a lot of people, the old and the new generation, they know you. The Gen Zs in the studio know Ili.
I want them to know me more.
No fading. Yeah. Now, did you see what happened with Skills Music? How it's resurrected. Shake Body is evergreen. Is that something that you've visioned happening? There's so many hit records out there. If you could predict the next song that could probably recirculate, what song would you say? That's a hard one. What song do you think?
Song that would
probably, yes.
Same resurgence.
Yes.
Shake Body.
Yes. That's very.
Oh, too much music from this country.
There's so much.
Yeah, there's so much to choose from. Wow.
It's hard. I know
It's
that
difficult.
it's hard.
Like,
it is.
and yeah, it's so much, and then it's difficult in the same vein. But I've always felt like Nicest Gongasa would make a resurgence culturally, because it was such a huge moment for culture and Nigerian music and Nigerian culture, because song was delivered in Yoruba. So I feel like that between that and many more hits records
So many.
that can come back. There's so many One Day Cool records, so many D'banj records. Like, I don't know, man. I just feel like Nigeria should be banned for making fresh music for a whole year, so that the rest of Africa can catch up. You understand?
Possible.
And so just calm down, just do refixes and remixes, and just bring back all of these older records. We'll still bully Africa.
We would. I was going to say it would be quite impossible. Like, if there was no Nigerian music, there would be no African sound.
Oh wow, it's hands down, hands down. Almost like, okay, I'll tell you about the camp. So there's this camp that was put together by the French consulate, and it was a lot of francophone artists and artists based in France and everything, and then the Nigerians as well. So we all got together in a camp for a couple of days and made some incredible collaborations. They brought in a lot of like huge artists coming, from Cote d'Ivoire, from Senegal, from all the French speaking areas. So when they came and we were all in the house in Lekki, the Nigerians never slept.
Really?
But all the francophone guys, they were just, can I have there's a coffee break every 30 minutes, then let me go for a cigarette break, and you go out. By the time you come back, the beat you were working on has changed 3 times. One particular guy, Suspect 95, he's such a huge artist from Abidjan. He said to me, sorry, Oga boss, my English not too good. Nigeria crazy. People don't sleep. and then I said, you don't have a clue what's going on here.
There's so much.
You don't have a clue. See, the producer, the songwriter wants to make a hit record. So if you leave the manager, so managing these people, he wants to make his own hit record. So we're so driven. So while you guys are busy, so they went to sleep around 11, 12. They got so tired. We've had a busy day, good night. And then they slept off. When they woke up in the morning, they had over 15, 16 new records that was going on while they were crashing peacefully.
No.
And that's Nigeria for you. We don't know how to back down. We don't know how to slow down for nobody. We are constantly pushing ourselves because we know that we're by ourselves. They kept asking, don't you have like funding from government? Don't you
government funding music?
You guys have like festivals, that are aided by the government, and like you guys are sleeping. That's why you can't make this amount of records yet. So Afrobeats, we're beasts. We're very beastly about how we approach it. So,
and I love it.
Yeah, I do as well. I do.
Skills said something recently. He said that a lot of people give up before their big break.
Yeah.
Yes. Is that true? Have you seen that happen? And also, is there any time at all where you thought about it? We're glad you didn't think it through, but was there any point at all?
Oh no, I can't. I'm too resilient to give up. Yeah, and then I'm too proud. I'll give up at the highest level of it. Okay. At the point where I look at it like, okay, just when you guys thought this was the loudest ovation I had, I'll go now. But a lot of artists, specifically OG artists, artists that have been making music for a while, so you sense that bitterness sometimes, not all the time, but that underlying bitterness of, we created the game, we built the house, we painted it, they just came in with the furniture, but we put the structure in place, and they don't give us enough flowers. You understand? And I keep saying to people that you can sit down there and keep waiting for flowers, or you can actually go to the flower shop
and get it
and buy the flowers and keep it in a vase and pour water in it every morning. I just feel like people give up too quick. So Scales was absolutely right. Sometimes they don't understand how to reinvent themselves, so they spend a lot of time complaining and bitching about how the game has changed. The game has changed everywhere.
Right.
It just so happens that some artists have found a way, like if it's like the countries that are a lot more developed than us, people are still touring. Tony Braxton is still touring.
She is.
Oh yeah, she is. Boyz II Men is still touring.
I did see. You see, a lot of times when I see residency, I'm like, these people still there.
Oh, they do.
They are still doing this thing. Like,
I saw a Shabba Ranks residence in Sweden the other day, and I'm seeing a Buju Banton one. And then I'm looking at everybody's on the road. For the hip hop people, Nas is on the road. Jay-Z is too rich to be on the road. That's the problem. He's focused on the Super Bowl. You understand? But there's so many artists that are not even as known, but they're doing festivals. They're pushing. Then they're relentless about it. Because it's a lifelong journey. But in Nigeria, once your phone stops ringing for shows, you give up. And I always encourage the older artists to try and get back in. Just do clusters. Start with the little shows. Do the little cluster shows. 100 people, 200 people, 500 people, 1,000 people. Just continue to try until it all falls in place.
I would love to know, what's the reason why you think that most people are relenting, like leaning back? Is it because the game was different then? Do you think people are scared of change? And also, was it tougher then to break through as it is now? Now we have a saturation of music with so many people. I mean, I can bet that in this studio, some people have not opened their mouth to say they are doing music, but I can bet that
from the guy at your gates, he will have a demo.
It's possible. I mean, there's a different way, people are approaching music. What's the shift? What's the change that you've seen? And also, do you give them kudos, thumbs up to their work ethics, the new guys?
Oh yes, the new guys the work ethic is, they stay entrenched in the music, and they're very daring. They're fusing sounds. There's a lot of fusion going on in our music now. It's not just they fuse a lot of pop with a lot of so it's either Afro soul or it's Afro fusions or it's Afro rap, whatever it is. There's even depression, R&B, or the Afro depression.
Yes, Malay.
Headed by yours truly, or Malay. So they're in there. They're working consistently, but from the eras before then, it was very it wasn't this saturated. The game was simpler. Social media hadn't become a beast. TikTok didn't exist.
You dey rap?
Yeah, I'm rapping.
TikTok didn't a beast.
I'm an MC now, so I will go do. So because of that, it became. We thought it was tough then, but then they'll tell you Terry G is the guy. He had all the hits for that summer. And it was just Terry G running, and they will tell you maybe a Banky W had the biggest R&B records. Now you put a Banky W and you put like a zillion artists next to him, all trying to fight for that space. You understand? And then with the Gen Z audience, they just didn't become the creators; they also became the bulk of the listeners.
True.
You understand? So they're supporting what comes from their era. So for you to permeate their era, you need to give them something that they can relate to.
But do you think the music out there now is all about vibes, or it's all about messages?
No, there's still messages, but it's more vibe. It's more vibes, so like 70% vibes, cheat code now. You repeat like 4 hooks on one song, 4 choruses on one. I go to a lot of camps, so I see how the younger artists sing, but you can't take away the fact that they put their hearts into what they do. They just found a clever way of making the music short and sweet.
Right.
Short and sweet.
I mean, you have the confidence of the boss, but I wonder if you've ever felt pressured, seeing what at this camps that you are, you would see somebody and you're like, come on, this person. Have you ever felt like a rush or some form of pressure before?
Oh yes, like I see a lot of incredible artists all the time, but the way I look at it is, I always say, you need to write more. Yeah, you need to write more, man. Look at what that kid is saying. Look at how he's describing Lagos Island lyrically. Look at how he personifies himself, and he's become a boss, a yellow and black boss, traveling through the streets of Lagos, and he's going from one hood to the other, and that's clever. That's poetry. So you need to approach it differently. You need to just do it in a way that is not what people are used to. They're very daring. I'm looking at the singers. They're daring. I'm looking at their visuals. Daring, styling and clothing. Daring, looks. Daring. So, and they're never scared to collaborate. They're never scared to.
True.
Yeah, my generation was a lot more guarded. You understand? Oh, stay on your side. Let me stay on my side.
Competition things.
Competition, and there wasn't even enough money in the game for you to be doing that filthy shakara. You understand? So now, welcome to Afrobeats, the like 2025 version, and everybody is bullish and they want to get in. So you need to just keep reinventing and keep listening. You know. So sometimes I listen and they're like, "Boss, but we can't even look you in the face and tell you these things." But I'm like, no. You have to look at me in the face. I'm not your dad.
I can hear it.
I can hear you, and I want to hear you. I want to see what do you think of this record? When I was making my last album, Sidekai, so they gathered around me. I was doing a song called Masterclass. There's a song called Masterclass on that album, and so Masterclass was a song about rap and a song about the history of rap and how a lot of rappers, the dopest rappers in Nigeria, fell by the wayside because that genre never got its full support. So, and it became emotional at some point, and then we killed the drums of the song at some point. So now it was just my voice over the chords. So by the time I finished and I turned back, I saw like 40 youngins just standing behind me. And then they started to clap. It was too emotional for me. It was too. I didn't tear up because I'm a G. Because I was forming. No, but I was forming G. But that day was emotional. They said I was 8.
You were?
When I was 8 years when I first heard your record.
Oh wow!
My older brother grew up. My older brother loves your music so much. I need to call him. I need him to see. So I just started to understand, and they were like, everything you've said on this record moved us. Every record on this album. So they made that whole album with me. So I'll tell them, okay, this is Peace of Mind featuring Fave. What do you think? They're like, boss, do you want the truth or should we gas you up? They became my fan, and I'm like, no, you tell me the truth. They're like, the intro is too long. 5 seconds. Nobody has that attention span. My generation is wasted. They kept saying it like my generation, and I'm like, no, you guys are not wasted. You're just impatient.
True.
And they're like, no, boss. This song has to be 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Let's cut the verses. It's too long. And I'm like, okay, so cut the verse. Let me see where you'd like me to cut off. It then became about the audience, not just about how I feel. Because if you leave me, I'll be too arty and too artistic for them. So
I can imagine. You've used the word bullish about 2 to 3 times in the past couple of minutes.
Sorry.
And I'm just like, is this a persona that we're seeing? Because I mean, your new song is called Bully Them. What's up with that?
Yes. Okay, bullish is when I want to say somebody's going hard. That's like another word for it. Yeah, Bully Them. Bully Them features Magneto, and so it's Magneto and KP, produced by Skeeter. Skeeter made my last album, and then we decided to strike back again and maybe just put it in the club this time around. You know, because I go to the club and like, these guys don't have enough music. They don't have enough music to pour more champagne. 'Cause I've seen people doing ridiculous things like just tell the barman, stop selling champagne. Tell them we've bought everything. I'm like, okay, I'll give you the music for this era, for this behavior. Since you people are not understanding that Nigeria is hard now. So we went in and we recorded Bully Them. It's a feel good record, but it's aggressive. Yes, and we're trying to come up with a dance now so that we can do dance.
Are we going to see you dancing?
No, I won't dance. No, I won't dance. It won't work. It won't be brand.
Leg walk.
It won't be brand fit. Leg what?
Let me see you some.
There's so many dances, like dances are itching. They've been sending me videos. I've seen everything. Chacha is crazy.
You have to do the dance.
I've seen. No, I must.
You have.
So it's out. Came out on Friday. Please stream it, support it. It's Bully Them, Bliss, Magneto, KP, produced by Skeeter. Yeah, Magneto killed it. Like his verse is just so crazy.
You like the song too much. You're smiling. You wants to tear your
face. It's gonna make me money.
First time you heard the song, what was your feeling? Like when you finished it, everything was set, arranged. What was the first, thought or feeling you had? Fear. Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, because I wasn't so sure of it. I changed the beat to this record 4 times. This wasn't the first beat until I told Skita, no, it's not working here. I want like a banger. Poor guy. Every night he'll just send me the music and be like, Illy, I've prayed, I've laid hands on this beat, you're gonna like this. I'm like, no, I don't like the drums, or the chords are too this, too that, blah 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 blah. You know, but eventually when he came up with this beat, I'm like, fine, stop, mix, master, let's go.
It would have been a kneel down situation, like, thank God we're done with this. let's just
he
go.
thought I had scrapped this record, so he was like, Illy, maybe we should do something else. I'm like, no, we'll do that, bully them. It has to work. And then of course I tapped Magneto, and I told him, Mag, I have a record for you. You know, that has to be the coolest guy on earth currently. Like,
is it?
Like, that has no wahala. He's so wavy.
Right.
He's like, Illy, me on a record. Let's
this
go.
This is your first record with him?
Yeah, we never made a record together.
Wow.
Yeah.
After all these years.
So I'm like, well, let's go, because you're tractioning for hip hop as well now. So I want a situation where rappers can work more together. I want us to collaborate more. You know, so that's what bettered this record, and you know, the rest is history. So we will do the work.
Right.
We will do the work. We will do radio to radio, TikTok video to TikTok video.
I was going to ask about TikTok, because did you intentionally do something to cater to a different generation? One, were you thinking about TikTok? Because I feel like a lot of people now, when they create music, they think about social media promotions, and that kind of inspires their music.
It inspires the music, but it also kills the art. Yeah, it does, because sometimes people just people create these records, and it's created just to cater, almost like social media is the final destination for it. And like real music lovers, people that go and stream your music or buy your albums, should just report to TikTok and take 20 seconds of it or 30 seconds of it. But I'm still a proper artist, I'm still a proper musician, but I am mindful of the fact that TikTok has become the new deciding factor to a large extent for music, and then radio as well. So you need to also listen to what's going on radio, listen to the mood, listen to the playlist, so that you can be able to fit in. Right. You know, it's very crucial. So I'm looking at everything, but I can't be everything. I'm not sliced bread, so I can't mean everything to everybody.
I'm talking about sliced bread. This made me remember all the bread I had.
Are you a bit hungry?
I'm always hungry.
Yes. Don't eat our Michael.
I'll shock you one day. You see the B on this mic, don't go. You don't enter my belly.
No, but you as slim as you are, and you're a fairy. Fairies are meant to be light, beautiful. You're a proper chopping fairy.
Yeah, like poundo. Give me my pounder and egusi, and let me be happy. That's what I'm thinking about.
For real.
Yeah, once I'm done here, like by the time I reach my house now, poundo and egusi, just aside. Like,
all the poundo girls will be repping you now. They'll be like, Chacha
big shout to my
is the realest.
But I mean, still talking of food, still talking about bullying, still talking about economy. You mentioned something about how Nigeria's economy is dwindling. Sometimes, do you feel like you have the responsibility to speak on behalf of the streets, or the average Nigerian? And of course, we do know that there's a living state in Nigeria. Has that also influenced some of your lyrics and things that you see on socials?
Oh yes, I'm always speaking up, always using my own platforms and my own reach, to get the point across.
I mean, about 6 days ago, you asked Nigerians, they said, how are you guys really surviving?
Yeah, you saw that tweet.
How are we surviving? How are you? You fresh, or so?
Me, I saved money. I wasn't buying drop tops and Lamborghinis and convertibles. I put my money in stock and some in real estate, so that I can be able to survive such days, days like this.
Right.
Almost like, but babe, on the real, at some point I felt I was denying myself a lot of luxury. Like, you'd make money and make sizable income, and you'd be like, no. Almost like something is coming, like the tsunami is coming, and the tsunami is here, and I'm hearing it's probably going to get worse, and I'm just thankful that I didn't blow my chances. Like when I found monies in the past, I didn't just blow everything on trying to keep up with the Joneses. It's very important. Also, to the young artists, please try and keep money on the side, because you will not boss forever.
True.
So I speak about the streets. There's so many conscious records I have. Sometimes I'll be like, are they even listening?
We're listening.
Like Nigerians are wavy, man. Nigerians just want, escapism. They want music that helps them depart. So they're not going to go through all this rubbish on the streets and then now tune into Base 101 and they're hearing a lot of the government is against us. There's no money anywhere. So it's just like, it's a lot of pressure from two sides, which is why we like Amapiano, we like Afro beats, and we like it's drifty.
It is indeed.
It kind of helps you relax your mind a little bit. So it's tough balancing this act in Nigeria, but it's a tough time for people now.
Oh gosh, looking at the time, it's almost 11. Sadly, I'm not ready to let you go, but I have a message from Blessing. She says, "Hi Chacha, I'm Blessing. I'm so gassed because I listened to the legend in the studio growing up with older siblings. My question is, has rap's grip on youth culture slipped, or is it simply evolving beyond what older generations recognize? Is Gen Z moving on the new genres, or will rap reinvent itself to stay at the center of youth culture?" This person they right too.
That's a very interesting. That's a very intelligent question.
Shout out to Bleble.
Yeah. So rap is evolving. Odumodu Black is rap. Fowls is rap. Vector is rap. Emma is rap. Bliss is rap. Psycho YP is rap. There's so many. Jerick the Hustler is rap. I think sometimes they forget our genre. They forget it because, again, sometimes some of the rappers also, in a bit to be diverse, also dabble into the other genres.
Right.
So I feel like we've held it up from the eras where we had Nato C, Ikechukwu, Sauce Kid, Sasha P, Mood 9. There have been eras for rap music. Let's not even talk the Da Green era, and so on and so forth. So I just feel it's evolving. Maybe it's changing shape for the better. Maybe it's fusing. Rap has to fuse. It fused in America for it to be successful.
Right.
Yeah, so you need to fuse. So all those records with Ja Rule featuring J-Lo or Nas featuring Kerry Hilson, there was always the rapper on the verses and the singer on the choruses. We need big records. That's why I made Bully Them, because me, I want big records. If rap can score big records, then we'll be back at the table. So I think we're just going through an evolution. Gen Z, please listen to hip-hop music. Listen to rap music if you get a chance to, because there's so much to listen to, I know. But then again, rap music also is a beautiful art form. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Illy. I have so much more to talk about, but look, it is 11.
Yes.
But I'm just gonna tell you that we have beef, by the way.
We do.
No.
Like you and I have beef.
Yes, no.
Okay, I'm listening.
So all through the conversation, you didn't say, "Oh, that was a good question. That was a great question." But the moment somebody sent a comment in, sharp, you say that was so. Now more question I asked you since.
Okay, but I thought you were used to. I'm always telling you how intelligent you are. And how intelligent your questions are.
This question that came in, you say I saw your mouth. You say that's an intelligent.
It's passionate, question. We're dying. At some point, it felt like my genre was becoming extinct. So when somebody asks this kind of question, then you're like, finally somebody's seeing what we're trying to
finally.
say.
So all the things I ask you since morning.
No, why are you like this now?
Not in school. But thank you so much. It was good to chat with you. And Happy New Year. This is not my first time seeing you this year.
No, it's not. I've seen you at a couple of events.
Yes,
looking fly.
Always
wearing dope fairy dresses.
Okay, continue.
Yeah?
You can make it up.
I should make it up.
Yeah, make it up for.
No, you're incredible, sweetie, and you know that. You know how incredible. You know where we place you.
No, be smart.
You just want us to just gas you up this morning more.
Before call, I could take survive. That's the air that I breathe. Thank you so much, Illy. Should we expect another album this year?
Oh yes, I'm working. Last year was Sidekai. This year there's a new album coming. I haven't named it, so I'm piecing the music together, and it must drop. Every year there has to be a new album, new singles, so that you stay visible and just continue to grow your fan base.
I'm glad that we caught that on camera, because if we don't get an album this year, we're gonna everyone in the studio, you agree that we'll start a protest if we don't get all hands up. We're gonna keep it next year again, the same time. We'll put it out there and say, Illy, where's our album for the year?
Illy, you're not a man of your word.
You're not.
That will never happen. I will get that album out. And to you guys, to Base 101.1 FM. First of all, I like the fact that the studio is where it is. It is in Parkview, you know, and it's so chilled here. I know a couple of companies in here. I know a lot of oil and gas companies in here. So when I drove in, I was like, oh, this gives me a very corporate feel. You know, God bless you guys. I know the radio war is crazy and the competition is fierce and intense, but God will give you the grace. You know, I'm here to support. The compound is too big. We need parties. And Chacha, I trust you.
No worry.
You will bring the parties in.
No worry. No, we got it. Thank you so much, Ilio. It's a pleasure chit-chatting.
You're welcome, City.